Sharing that insight. You will stay with us as we stay on the region. Houthi leader Abdul-Malik al-Houthi has reissued a warning to shipping companies operating in Red Sea waters. He says any vessel linked to Israel will be targeted. The statement comes days after Houthis sank 2 ships. Shipping costs have since surged, raising global concerns over maritime security. Here's what the Houthi leader has said.
لا يمكن السماح لأي شركة تقوم بالنقل لبضائع للعدو الإسرائيلي عبر مسرح العمليات المعلن عنه. فالموقف حاسم في هذا الاتجاه، والذي حصل فيه درس واضح لكل شركات النقل البحري التي تتحرك للنقل لصالح العدو الإسرائيلي. ستعامل بكل هذا المستوى من الحزم. موقفنا اليمني هو موقف حازم وحاسم، وقرارنا في منع الملاحة على العدو الإسرائيلي في البحر الأحمر وخليج عدن والبحر العربي في هذا المسرح الواضح للعمليات هو قرار حازم حاسم ثابت مستمر طالما استمر العدو الإسرائيلي في العدوان والحصار على قطاع.
Now we go back to our guest discussion with Spencer Critchley. Spencer, thank you for staying with us. Now we know that they have started, or they have said that they will resume targeting any ships linked to Israel. But earlier there was a warning issued by U.S. that U.S. Ships shouldn't be harmed. Do you think that Houthi will maybe stick by that and not only target these any ships that are solely in connection with Israel?
Of course, it's hard to predict what the Houthis will do. Their behavior in all of this is hard to link to any kind of understandable or legitimate political objective. And of course, it's never acceptable, no matter what one's political objective is, to attack civilian targets, all the more so when those civilian targets are crew members of ships that have absolutely nothing to do with the conflict in Yemen. Anything the Houthis do also has to be seen in the context of their role as allies and proxies of Iran. I'm not an expert in the security and intelligence considerations that would go into this, so I could only speculate about why they would be resurging their attacks now after a period of peace. Threatening American shipping is an extremely risky move for them, of course, because any attack on American shipping would of course, receive an immediate and vigorous response. I would note here as well that one of the problems with the way the Trump administration approaches this and many other situations with its go-it-alone, so-called America First approach, is that it would be far better for everybody involved who faces a threat from the Houthis to be working as allies, the way America has traditionally worked with its allies. But as we know from the leaked signal chats involving Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth and Vice President Vance and others, the top levels of the American government feel contempt for our European allies and feel they should be left to their own defenses in situations like this. So it would be far better for the forces of civilization and order to be behaving as allies here in responding, instead of everybody being divided and being forced to go it alone because of this sort of activity. So there's multiple dimensions to this, and I think as alarming as it is to see these individual incidents, it's also important to keep them within the overall context.
Thank you very much, Spencer Critchley, for joining us and sharing that insight as communication strategist all the way from US. Thank you very much. Now we move on to our next news. US President Donald Trump